Assalamu alaikum. I'm Malik Hodge, a prophet of the Levites, a priest of the Abrahamic covenant, representing the book of the seven thunders. Brothers and sisters, sisters and brothers. This presentation is titled The Seven Angels. This is out of Revelations, the 16th chapter. Of the Injil. Excuse me. Excuse me. Mm. Now, the Injil. This, the Injil key, is what gives us the instrument used in the breaking of the seals. So, we're going to go through this chapter using the Injil key, clearly showing and stating, letting it be known that the things that you've heard in Scripture was sealed up. And this one that was to break, the seven seals, to give you the understanding of the Scriptures, is present. However, all of those that are blocking the truth, that you are paying attention to, that you are listening to, that you're giving your ear to, that is keeping you in the unknown, they're keeping you in away from the truth. Because if they're not using this key, if they're not with the one, they're against this one. They're against the truth. So all that came before him are liars. So did I say that right? That can stand. So let us get right into it to show that um all that the makeup, the wannabes, the blockers, the liars, the deceivers, that they don't know what they're speaking about. Couldn't tell you nothing of the truth. This is just goes to show. Let's go through it. Let's get into it. The seven angels, chapter 16, using the angel key out of the angel book of Revelations. This book is what the scriptures is talking about. What's to take place this great and dreadful day and time that we're living in. So, giving you the understanding from the unsealed scriptures of what the scriptures are speaking on. The seven angels. Okay. Hmm. We're gonna go down up before I. Hmm. Give me a second. I think I want to read this whole scripture to you before I get into it. Read the chapter, and then we'll read the chapter, and then I'll let you. Then we'll go through it. Let's let's read it first. Okay. Um, I didn't know that was gonna happen like that. Um, Give me a moment. Man, I don't have that up. Okay. So let us read it. Okay. Oh yeah. I did have to read the first part. Okay. Give me a moment. I have to read the beginning because I want you to hear it. It's not up there. I meant to. Don't worry about it. You'll get it. Chapter 16. And I heard a great voice out of the divine habitation saying to the seven angels, be ye going under, and be you pouring out the seven bowls of the angels of the God into the earth. Now, we're gonna read it up. Well, let me read through it, and then I'll go back. Okay. And went off the first, and he poured out the bowls of him into the earth, and came to be ulcer bad and wicked upon the men, the having the engraving of the wild beast, and the worshipping to the image of it. And the second poured out the bowl of him into the sea, and it became blood. Excuse me. As of dead, and and every soul of life died. The things in the sea and the third poured out its bowls of him into the rivers and the fountains of the waters, and it became blood. And I heard of the angels of the water. I heard of the angel of the waters saying, righteous you are, the being and the was, the loyal, because these you judged, because blood of holy and of prophets they poured out, and blood to them you have given to drink. Worthy they are. And I heard of the altar saying, yes, Lord, the God, the Almighty, true, righteous, true and righteous the judgments of you. And the fourth poured out the bowl of him upon the sun, and it was given to it to scorch the men in fire, and was scorched the men scorching great. And they blasphemed the name of the God having the authority upon the plagues, these, and not they repented to give to him glory. And the fifth poured out his bowl of him up on the throne of the wild beast, and became the kingdom of it, having been darkened, and they were chewing the tongues of them of the pain, and they blasphemed the God of the heaven, out of the pains of them, out of the ulcers of them, and not they repented out of the works of them. And the sixth poured out his bowl of him up on the rivers, the great, the Euphrates, and was dried up the waters of it, in order that might be prepared the way of the king, the way of the kings, the from rising of sun. And I saw out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the wild beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet, spirits, three ulcers as frogs. They are for spirits of demons doing signs. God, good, God the Almighty. Okay. Look, I am coming as thief, happy to stand awake and keeping the outer garments of him, in order that not naked may be walking about, and they may be looking at the shamefulness of them. And it led together them into the place, the being called in Hebrew Harmageddon. And the seven poured out the bowls of him upon the air, and came out place, the being called, upon the air, and came out voice great out of the divine habitation from the throne, saying, It has occurred. And occurred lightning and voices and thunders and shaking, occurred great, which sort not occurred, from which men came to be up on the earth, so big, shaking thus great. Okay. Well, we'll end it there. Matter of fact, I'll go down to 20. And became the city, the great, into three parts, and the cities of the nations fell, and Babylon the great was remembered in sight of the God, to give to her the cup of the wine of the anger of the wrath of him. All right. Now let's get into it. Let's give you the understanding of it. Now, this is when the key goes to work. Now, knowing when you hear these things, the dragon, you don't know what the dragon is. You know, the wild beast. These things, you without the key, you have no concept of it. You just can't make up things, speculate, have an opinion. However, let's get into it and show you exactly what's taking place. All right. This is structured in Jaki, and we're gonna go. Give me a moment. We're gonna start this from the beginning. So I'm gonna take it down and start it over. So, alrighty. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Excuse me. Mm. All right. The seven angels. Uh-oh. Hold on. Let me go here. The seven angels. So the first to go, you got to know the rhythm of the angel key, and it doesn't speak or go from one to four, one through seven. In actuality, because it's a rhythm of the key of how it's gone, and on here, the angel, the fifth angel, goes before angel one, two, three, four, five. I mean, the fifth angel goes before one through four and six, the sixth angel. And we'll show you why. Give you the understanding of it. Okay. So we start with the fifth. The fifth angel, because the fifth goes and then the sixth goes, and the sixth holds back the other four winds. Now, the fifth, and the fifth angel pulled out the bowl of him upon the throne of the wild beast, and became the kingdom of it of having been darkened, and they were chewing the tongues of them out of pain, and they blasphemed the God of the heaven out of the pains of them, and out of the ulcers of them, and not they repented out of the works of them. Now, this is the angel key. This has every nation. The African nation is here in the red. The brown is the Asian nation. Every top of each nation, it's not like is the gold part of each nation, every top, the two on the top. Now, the this is the sea is the oriental, the waters in the river are the Asian, the sea is the oriental, and down here is the Caucasian nations, and on the top two of them is Iran and Syria. Is the gold part, the gold part of the Caucasian nation, and then you have the original nation inside. Of, excuse me, inside inside of the Caucasian nation. Well, basically, all right. I just now, well, actually, the original nation is right now in this setup is going down the middle here, here, excuse me, one, two, and here, and here. Excuse me. Excuse me. Let me get a little water. Mm, little cough coming. Now, the ulcer said, threw his bowl on the wild beast, on the altar, on the throne. I mean, up on the throne of the wild beast. And false Israel is sitting up on the throne. And what's happening, taking place here? Let me make sure I got you in enough understanding of what's taking place. This, where we are today, this is pinpoints where we are today in this key. Now, you have America and Britain here, Russia, the EU, false Israel, Iran, and Syria. These are the, the Caucasian nations. Now, you have again the Orient. You represent each nation here. Then you have the African nation. It's represented by the lion, which the lion will be sitting here right now because Obama represents that lion, that seventh angel. Now, let's just get on into it. You have to do a studying, but this I'm going to show you. You're still going to be able to follow how with using this key that you get the understanding of what's taking place. And also where we at right now in scripture and what's going to take place. Now, here, this is the beginning. This is the actual beginning of, we're taking it from the abomination of desolation. And this can be shown because Iran and Syria is on the top here. And they just came back on top. They started here, went down up under the foot of the nations when the JCPOA happened. They stood back up on their feet after the JCPOA was killed. Then they stood back up on their feet. They didn't go back up under the JCPOA. Now, what's happening here is now they're here. They're standing up. They're at the top. Actually, they took this is at the point of the abomination of desolation, the war that has happened in the Middle East between Michael and his angels. You know, Michael and his angels are ran in Syria that will go to war with the dragon. This is the dragon of the Orient. The dragon is the Asian nation or the Saudi Arabia, the Sunnis, and this represent Saudi Arabia, India, and the dragon is known that is it authority has authority over the Middle East or heaven at this time. The dragon has given authority to the Caucasian nations because the dragon fuels and they they provide fuel for America and Britain, and America is promised low fuel to keep the dragon on the throne. They protect the dragon as I mean, not on the throne, but they protect the dragon as it sits in control. So the dragon is actually the dragon is Indians. They're Indians. They've been set over uh, um, in Saudi Arabia, in Arabia, and they call it the House of Saud. They've been set over there um, by America to act like they're um, uh, Arabian. However, they're Indians. They're Hindus. So that's the dragon. Now, gonna move it faster because I'm just gonna stay key. I'm not gonna be able to go through each and everything going on in here. Just trying to bring you up to par. But this is this is using this into the key, and you're not gonna get it all. However, just showing you how, giving you understanding of what's taking place and sharing it with you to let you know that, you know, the things that you've been hearing is inaccurate because this unsealed scriptures, and the key that is used to break the seals, you know, you haven't allowed yourself, or you've been blocked from this truth. So, the things that you're hearing is just lies, lies of the scriptures. So, he, the fifth poured his bowl out up on the throne, which is false Israel sitting on the throne of the wild beast. Now, you see, this is the wild beast. This is the throne. And became the kingdom of it having darkened. See, right now, what's taking place? It's darkened. This is a war. The war in the Middle East, the abomination of desolation, the war that would take place between Iran and Syria and the Middle East. Michael and his angels that go to war with the dragon and his angels, the dragon being the house of Saudi Arabia, America, and Britain, and false Israel. Now, here, America and Britain have been kicked out the Middle East, has been kicked out the Middle East. We're going to keep it to this. What's taking place on from the fifth angel. And they blasphemed the God. They blasphemed God of the heavens, and out of the pains of them, and out of the ulcer. Now out of the ulcer. Now the ulcer's in the belly. Now here in the key, you got the head, the hands, will be the belly, your arms, the hands, the feet, the mouth. So this will be the mouth. That is another. So the head. So this is the ulcer. False Israel is sitting in the ulcer. And it said, having out having out of the pains of them, and out of the ulcers of them, and not they repented out of the works, and the works are the hands. American Britain, not they have repented out of the works of American Britain. So what is American and Britain works? What is false Israel's works? They blasphemed the God. False Israel was sitting in the Middle East, claiming to be the true seed of Abraham, knowing they're not. They have nothing to do with Abraham. They they're not the said they're not Abraham's seed from Isaac or Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, or Jacob. So they haven't been in slavery for 400 years. So all these things, they're blaspheming the God. They're lying. They're putting themselves in. They're the God. Um, but they're the God. They're who this world is worshiping. They're worshiping false Israel, saying everything works or happens off of false Israel. They're the God. They're the satanic. They're the synagogue of Satan. They're Satan, and you can tell by their works of So let's move on. I can't stay each. We'll be here all day. It's a lot of slides. All right. Now, the fifth, America and Britain is cast out of the Middle East, and false Israel goes under siege. This was taking place here. Now, false Israel is also shared that when you see Israel, Jerusalem, surrounded by armies, know that it's desolation. Desolation is destruction, is nigh. So right here, well, you seen it. I could have shown that earlier as well. That it's surrounded by armies. So its desolation is near. So and these are the works, the hands. So and not they repented out of the works of them. So just showing you the works. It's a lot going on here. Um, so we're just gonna keep it. We're gonna go to the next one. So many things I can. I'm just gonna keep it on that one. Okay. Now we go to the sixth angel, and we'll show you why and how you know these things um happen the way that it happened. Like the sixth angel goes after the fifth. You'll have to already know some of what the rhythm of the angel key to get to that point, but it's easy once you understand it and and know the rhythm of it because the rhythm, the motion stays the same. The pictures change. The picture change, but everything else stays the same. The rhythm and the movement stays the same. So, um, and you will get to understanding why it don't go 1, 2, 3, 4 because I'll show you. Here's now, and the sixth poured out the bowl of him upon the river, great, the Euphrates, and was dried up the water of it in order that might be prepared the way of the kings, the from rising of the sun. Now, the sixth, the great Euphrates, is showing the six came from here, pulled his bow on the six, which is the rivers. The rivers. This represent the rivers. So, which dried up the water of it in order that it might prepare the way. So it's drying up the water. Drying up the water. So you see the sea here. You got the Euphrates, and then you have, like you see, it's the river, the sea. So it's drying up the rivers. Okay. Now, did you see that? Let's go back. We're gonna rewind it. See that? Now, False Israel's under siege. This is everything that's taking place. False Israel's under siege. Um, the Nation of Islam is here up under in the hands of America. This is also this is not the full attack, but however, this is when this is causing an economic problem in. Hold on, give me a moment. Let me do this. So what I want to do here, start this. I want to share with you everything that's taking place right now so that you can understand. Now, we're in the abomination of desolation. America and Britain has already been kicked out the Middle East in this description of the key. America and Britain was here. Iran and Syria was on top of it. However, what you see is, and then you have the Lamb, or Master Suleiman, sitting on top of the hands or the Nation of Islam, the eyes, one of the the Levites, the Nation of Islam, or the original nation, part of the original nation, the eyes. Now you have that going. This is the abomination of desolation, the war in the Middle East. America and Britain has been kicked out the Middle East already. So it's the Sunnis. So what's taking place is they're having economic meltdown in Europe, in Britain, because they're not able to get any oil now. The oil has Iran and Syria has taken control of the Middle East. So no oil is coming out of the Middle East at this time. So Britain and Europe, who is totally dependent on oil, they're not getting oil from Russia. They're they're having a economic meltdown, and so is America. Now, in this time, it's not a full attack, but they are already attacking blacks in Britain and in America. They're attacking blacks here as well. Now, also, they're blaming here. This is what's taking place here. They're blaming Russia, and they're blaming Russia on what happened, the outcome that happened in the Middle East. They're saying that Russia assisted Iran and Syria. That's what they're going to cry. That that Russia assisted Iran and Syria in removing America and Britain from the Middle East. So this is what's taking place on what you're seeing. This is the things that are taking place inside on the key. This, and when you get to reading the key, all these things can be shown in the scriptures that this is what's taking place. So what was I gonna go? So false Israel is under siege. They don't have any help right now. Master Suleiman is here. Um the Lamb, or Joshua, is at the NOI right now. Right now, he's returned to the NOI. And this is um where they're kicking the chief demon Louis Farrakhan out. He's returned to the NOI to the NOI is back looking for the Lamb. They're kicked out. They've removed Farrakhan. Now, while he's in the NOI, these things are taking place. False Israel is being seized. Blacks are being attacked. America is into it with Russia. Um, the E um, they're also in Britain and the EU. So much things, all these things is taking place within the EU because this oil, the stoppage of this oil is going to put intense pressure on these countries because their countries move on an that that industrial complex is gas. It's a necessity for their movement, their cars, their the whole system, the cars, the let's say it like this: transportation, um, equipment, heavy equipment, all these things, all those things, pumps, all those things run on, operate off of fuel, oil. The military, the industrial complex is what they run on, and they they don't have, they're not, they don't. Europe does not have its own. They're totally dependent on outsourced or imported oil. So it's going to cripple them. And Russia has plenty of oil. America has oil, but America's not digging or drilling their own oil. Now, so this is what's taking place here. So let us go to, and this is the sixth. So let's go to the next. This is, oh yeah. And the sixth, so it's dried up the rivers, dried them up to prepare a way, so a way of the kings from the rising of the sun. So I'm gonna show you a couple of other things, but this is like you get to the scriptures. This is showing you the Exodus. This is showing you on what the Red Sea, or uh, drying up the sea, and the coming out, these things that you're looking at, contemplating that this is what's how it's going to happen in the scripture, like it happened. The key is giving me all those things that they didn't play movies out about, that you're going to see. Now, this is where this is where those things happen at. It's on this key to give you the understanding of what's taking place and what you should be doing. So, um, let us go to the next slide. Bam. Now you see that false Israel. This is what's taking place. You see that? Bam. And you know why? This is the hands. False Israel is under siege. They're surrounded, and um, the first the angel came down into the earth. This is the earth. You see the earth on there? The angel came into the earth, pulled his bowl out into the earth, and came out ulcer. This ulcer, this the ulcer, this middle, this fall, this line, this ulcer. You know, ulcer is a belly, a problem in this gut, a problem. You know what a ulcer is? It's a it's like gas, like um a sore in the belly, and it can link and it's like a can cause you to link acid, belly acids into it. So that's what this ulcer or false Israel is, an ulcer to the world, to men. So it said, and poured out his bowl of him into the earth, and came out to be ulcer, bad and wicked. False is bad, wicked, bad and wicked, up on men, and having the engraving, the engravings of the wild beasts, and worshiping the image of it. So they're worshiping this image. It has the engravings of the wild beasts. See these things. So it's America. You got America, Britain, and false Israel. You got that's the three things right there. The the engravings of the wild beasts. That's the engravings. This is the engraving. This is the engraving. False Israel is the engravings of Britain, and they worship the image. This image. They worship the image of the wild beast. So, so they got the whole world worshiping false Israel, worshiping. Um, that's basically it. They have the whole world thinking that false Israel is the true seed of Abraham. When in America and Britain, like they're um righteous or good. When look at their works, they're evil, wicked people, wicked, evil, and took a people, took the land, then go into Israel, take the Palestinian land to counteract, to counter the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They did that to counter that the narrative that was given by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that the black man and woman is the true seed of Abraham. So they set up false Israel to counter that, but that's to counter the narrative. However, the fact is, the black man and woman is the only people that it did 400 years in a strange land, enslaved and afflicted, that can be proven. So they're trying to say, you know, 2,000 years ago our people. Now, you know it's a lie because it doesn't fit scriptures. It says 400 years. Now, they're trying to say they was displaced 400 years and then they came 2,000 more years and um then they went and Hitler did them so bad, so now they gonna get justice for that. None of it none of it adds up. But they did that. This is and the false Jews are the ones that brought us into slavery. The false Jews. They enslaved, they slave ships brought the black brought the original black man and woman over here. Not only did they do that, they the ones that trying to change that narrative. They benefited off the narrative because they came to honeypot off of the narrative. They got land. Then they had to assist in um the counter action in the civil rights movement because we were Elijah Muhammad, the messenger, taught separation. We didn't want to integrate. We was building our own. We had everything for ourselves. But that narrative, if you read it, who benefited but false Israel from that narrative? Because the false Israel, the false Jews, set up the whole um, civil rights movement. They set it up. They paid. They paid for it. They they built the NAACP. They started it. They created. They made it and funded it. NAACP. They the SCLC, the Christian League, all funded, made and funded by the false Jews. So all these things, you know, we got to move on. However, that's another story. However, this is what's taking place here. You got the false Jews here. They're under siege right now. This is the abomination of desolation. They're under siege, and these are the things that's taking place. You got war and um, blacks being attacked and economic strife all crumbling right now. You have a whole. You actually have right. I already explained it. You have war setting up between America and America and Russia here. You got um, economic and um, problems going on in Europe. You have war going on in Europe as well. Now let us go to the next one. This was what's going on. It's showing you now the second one. The second one come down. The second one out of the bowl of him into the sea and became blood as of dead. and every soul of life died in the sea. So this is showing you everything. The whole sea is going to be taken out. Nothing's going to come out the sea. Eventually, everything in the sea is going to die. Everything. Even you see Obama here is just giving you a test that every the sea be turned blood. Now, I'm gonna keep showing you, and I'm gonna keep going, and then I'm gonna give you this what's actually being said from scripture standpoint. Show you. Um, so let's go to the fourth one. Now, this is the second, the third one. Excuse me. Now the third one came down. It's number three. Came down into the rivers, and the third one poured out the bowl of him into the rivers. So he pulled this bowl out in the rivers, which is this is the which is in Asia. He pulled this in Asia. This where the rivers are considered. This is the House of Side in India. This is Asia, House of Side, India. So into the rivers and fountains of the waters, and it became blood. So this became blood as well. All this became blood. So what is the all this represent? The waters, all the water became blood, and it tells you that. So it shows you this is the rivers, and it became blood. All right. And I heard of the angel of the waters saying, righteous you are. Now, this is an angel. So, this is how you know, this is showing you why six in the rhythm of the key show you why six had to come before, because the angel had to already be there to even speak. So, if it wouldn't have came or pulled out nothing, it wouldn't have been there. It wouldn't have been able to speak there. So it just shows you that the six has already went. And then again, it's going to show you another thing, because this actually, I can tell you this now, because the six held up. When he dried up the Euphrates, he held it up, and he dried it up so that these other four can come through and do what they had to do. So the six went. Um, so actually, and this is angels. However, they're winds, trumpets. And the picture changes. These are also the four winds that are going off. But in this instance, they're the angels coming in, dumping their bowls, because the bowls are plagues as well. So these are the plagues that have been um, as well as been ignited or put on, put out. So the fountains of the water, and it became blood. And I heard the angel of the waters saying, righteous you are. He's speaking to the top, the waters. Because this the rivers, this is the water. The waters is the gold part. Now, like I said, the top part of each nation are the gold, or the Islamic part. And they're the Islamic part, and they're the original part of the nation. So this gold part is the Sunnis, and they're the Islamic part of the Orient, excuse me, of the Asian nations. So, and I heard the angel of the water saying, "Righteous you are." So he's speaking about the water. Righteous you are, the being and the was, the loyal, because these you judged. He's speaking about the rest. These you judged because blood of holy and of prophets they poured out. That means the blood of the holy people and the prophets was they um they poured blood, they poured this blood out, or in other words, they um killed the prophets and the holy ones, and blood to them you have given to drink. So they're being given blood to drink, so to say. But in other words, they poured out blood, so they're gonna get blood to drink. If you get the concept of that, you're gonna drink the blood that you poured out. So you drinking blood, eventually you're gonna drink the blood that you poured out. So you will be getting hold up. Um your consequences coming. You will receive, that blood that you poured out. You're gonna take it in. You're gonna be killed by the blood. You're gonna receive blood too. And okay. And the blood of them you have given to drink. Worthy they are. So he's sharing with him that worthy, the angel is speaking of the waters, of that these waters gave them blood to drink, and they gave that the waters are righteous. They was, and they're the Sunni. They uh, uh the was and the loyal, the ones that's loyal. So that's the angels saying that the waters is worthy. So the two top part of the Asian nation is worthy. Then the gold part, he's sharing that the angel is letting it be known. Um, okay, here we are. And I heard of the altar saying, "Yes, Lord, the God, the Almighty, true and righteous, the judgment of you, the altar is up here." Hmm, the altar. And this is a voice. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's the voice. And I heard, well, well, I'm a, so let's go to the fourth. Bam. Now the fourth come down. Now we got this empty spot. We're gonna show you something. And the fourth poured out the bowl of him up on the sun. Now all these things is taking place, and it's all these things is happening at the same time. It's not a long length of time in between these things. This is like simultaneous things that are taking place. These are the four winds or the bowl, the seven bowls. Or, but this is what's taking place right here. Now, you have, okay, let us read this. Pulled out the bowl of him upon the sun, and it was given to it to scorch the men in fire, and was scorched, the men scorching great. And they blasphemed the name of the God, the having the authority upon the plagues. So these is the ones having authority upon the plagues. This is the plagues. These have authority. This is shipping out the plagues now. And not they repented to give to him glory. So they receiving the plagues. These things is hitting them now. These winds. So bam, okay. This is tribulations. Because they're they haven't repented yet. And things this is tribulations. They didn't repent, so they receiving the ones that they receiving the plagues. False Israel is receiving plagues. They've been all of American and Britain, all these things. These are the plagues and famine. Famine is one of the plagues that they're receiving right now because they can't get nothing in and out. They can't get nothing in and out of there. They were surrounded by armies. Then these other areas they can't get um the plague is famine is has entered into them because they don't have the fuel that it takes to run and operate the system, to that the fuel that it's going to take to harvest, for the machinery to work, to process, to move the goods. So that's gonna that's um igniting famine, uncertainty, chaos, um fear. All those things is ignited in the people. Now they're going crazy. The people is going crazy right now, running, trying to buy up everything and trying to get what they can. And they charging $500 for a loaf of bread. All these things is starting to, you know, these things are starting to be seen now. They're seeing that, okay, now, okay. So all these things is taking place. It seemed like it's not a lot of time. This is all taking place all at the same time. The war, and the war just really American Britain's been kicked out the Middle East. Farrakhan has been removed from the removed out of the NOI, out the seat. They done kicked him out. Suleiman's there. Like, and it says this is outside. It says, um, this is whew, well, I can show that as well. This is taking place. It said, sup. This another uh um uh uh uh. All right. I like to do this because it just gives you. It says, look right here. See, these are the feet This is just something else you can see. I'm just going to show you something. Look. Now, you got the lamb standing right here at the feet. It says, look, I have stood stood. That's where the feet stood up on right here, up under here is the Nation of Islam, stood up on the door, and I am knocking, which is America and Britain. Hands is up. This is America. They're the hands. They're the hands. They're right here now. The hands of this is America. This is Britain hands. So you got the feet, the NOI's the door. He's standing up on the door. The foot, he's knocking. You got the hands there. Then, see, all these things you got to come. That's what I'm saying. I'm showing you the angels, but I'm going to get another verse to show you how it still sits no matter which verse you put in there. It might have a different picture, but it still complies. It's going to overlay right with the scripture, and all the things that is said is taking place. You still going to be able to see that is what's happening even at the time. And see, this is another script, but it's happening in this same time. So you can take it and put it in on the key, and it still fits because it's in that same timeline, in that same description. It has different names on it, but I can sit it right in, like, okay, I'm standing up on the door and I'm knocking. If anyone should open up anyone should hear, then you got 3 ears. These are all ears. Because this number 5, he comes down from the head to an ear and he's sitting with 2 more ears. They're at the top, the ears, the hands, the stomach, the feet. That's what you see in there. So you got the ears. If anyone should hear my voice, the voice of me. So the voice, and he's here. The voice of me, and the NOIs is the voice. So that's another thing that's there. The voice right there. And his voice, hey, it's all voice of me, and he should open up the door, the hands, the door, and I shall come in towards him. So where'd he come from? From the top, in the at the top in the heavens, in the um habitation, and toward them. See, this you can't. That's how cold the key is. You don't have to make up. You don't have to make up nothing. It's showing you these things automatically, and they fit with the key, with the scripture. And I will come in toward. I shall. I shall come in toward him, and I shall have supper with him, and he with me. So he should come in and have supper with. So he's coming in from here to here and having supper. So they the mouth, the hands, they're having supper right there. Sup. I shall have supper with them, and he with me. So they're having supper. What is supper standing as? They should teach, learn, give the knowledge, supper. So that's just something that's taking place there. That's how cold. Just how cold this angel key is. To let you know what's taking place. Now, here, the 4th angel, they blaspheme the name of the God, having authority upon the plagues of these, and not they repented to give to him glory. So it showed you how he pulled his out on top of the sun. Now, how do you get that? The sun is came from down here to go down here and do a thing, but this is a whole nother script, and it's sharing with you how it pulled his bow on top of the sun. So this is how that's you can't you don't know. The blockers, you lying preachers, and they don't know none of this unless they are with the Lamb and with the breaker of the seven seals, Suleiman. You you wouldn't even know this. No one would be. So this is how to you're getting the. This is being used for to tell you what's taking place. So this is the abomination of desolation. Now, what's going to happen? Okay, then we go to the next one. Let's move. Bam. This. Now you see that the sun went back up. The lamb went back up to the habitation. So this is bam. False Israel goes down. False Israel is destroyed. It said when you see it, I showed you that when you see false Israel surrounded by armies, know that its desolation was near. So false Israel went down. They're destroyed now. False Israel is destroyed. Now look, um, the abomination of desolation, that's the abomination of desolation. Now it's clear that false Israel is not the true seed of Abraham because they weren't supposed to be removed. They were that everybody, the Christians and the demon blacks in America, they was happy that the war was taking place because they thought this false Jesus, this false God, this spook God was about to come out of nowhere, and they was gonna get rid of all the Muslims um and all the Christians, all the ones that repented on the blood, like consequence of their actions. These Christians, the homosexuals, these pedophiles, and um, um, what, what, sexual maniacs, murderers, kill all this stuff. This is going on in they so-called church. This is what the Christians. So they thought the God was gonna come and save false, false Israel. That's what they thought. This these over here killing these Palestinians off, the ones that enslaved God's people, stole their identity, using the TV, using all their everything to make God's people look like buffoons and idiots, and using the demons, see, and using the black-faced demons, Master Seed. They've been using the demons, they use the demons to do all their dirty works. They act like when we was wanting separation, they used the demons to say they want integration. So they use the demons to act like they helping us when they use the demons to help themselves, and then to put the demons in a place as if they the original nation, the black man and woman, when they The demons are master seed. Then they elevated their position. They made it available to go. They can go in. Not only do we lost that separation, that doing for self, they came in and started doing and took all the money out of our community away from us. They came into our areas and took over, designed it that way. These false Jews using the demons, and then they keep and execute the rest with Master C, the demons. They have attacked the nation in every way with the demons. So this abomination of desolation, that's what we keep sharing with you. That's where we at right now. Any day the abomination of desolation will start. We're telling you ahead of time. We're showing you with the key what's going to take place, giving you the understanding from the unsealed scriptures of what's going to happen when these preachers can't tell you anything. They don't know what the dragon is. They don't know none of these. They don't know what nothing is. La la. Everybody got their own. Ooh, this is this. Make up something. But this is absolutely telling you exactly what's going to take place. Now, we're going to keep it moving. Ooh, um, so falsehoods was destroyed. They're attacking us now. You got the Sunnis, all the Sunni Muslims, not that are that are living in America, living it up in America, that have been paying Farrakhan, the chief demon, to keep the truth away from us, to lie. They've been paying him. He's on their payroll, teaching that Sunniism, knowing that Elijah Muhammad had nothing to do with him, wouldn't even let him in the temple, knowing that the Sunni they don't believe nothing. They don't recognize Master Farad Muhammad as the God, but they know they know that it shares the land from the great river Euphrates to the great river Egypt to the great river Euphrates. They know where that is. They sitting on that land. They know that they're sitting on our land. They too have been in cahoots with false Israel in America. They're the dragon. Well, hold on, let me say it like they are, because you got Sunnis that support it. But they're Indians. They really are. Um, what you call them? I don't know. I skip. Hindus. So they're attacking all blacks. The Sunnis in America, they're attacking us. Now they're attacking. They get because they know the world knows now that the the black man and woman got to be God's chosen people. So they know that God It's not coming to save them. They know now. Oh, and many of their hearts will fail. They're gonna have heart attacks when they see this. Even these demons, these Christian blacks, these oh, 'cause they really think that God is coming to save these evil people. Look at their works. Why would God? How you come? Look at the works of false Israel. Look at what they stand. All look at this. Their morals, their mortality. What? How can you say that you represent God when their works, America's works, false Israel works, Britain works, represent what they're about, what they stand for. Look at their works, their everything that when you Satan is explained in Satan ways. Look around. Who's uh, um which people are described by their actions, their ways. This is their world. They are the rulers in this world, and this look. So the things that you're receiving and going through in this world, you're receiving and going through it by their hands, their works. This is their plan. This is their hands. This is their ideas. And every day it gets nastier and nastier against the ways of righteousness. Every day the churches is filled with homosexuals, homosexual preachers. And they it's condoned. Oh, God, this you can. They're pedophiles. They're sex maniacs. They just having free sex. They ain't nothing. They ain't no marriage, no nothing. Just sex here, just with anybody, any kind, and it's okay. It's okay. But then they say they're righteous. So their works, it tell you, look at their works, their works. How you will know them? By their works. How can you identify by their works? Do they represent the things that Satan represent? You can't. Their works show you that. So all blacks is being attacked here. War has kicked off in Europe. Straight war. All blacks is being attacked. Uh, it's evident now. They kind of take us out. Now I'm gonna show you something here. Abomination of desolation. False Israel destroyed. Now listen. Now you see this? It said that right here is the African nations. This is the dried up area. This is, they say, the Red Sea. And uh, mm, the ones walking across or being brought up. So you got this area up here. This is the African nation. They're at war as well. They're fighting because all blacks are getting attacked here. And the African nations, right, that are here, they come together. They're gonna fight. And the African nations are fighting as okay. And this is what all these things is taking place. So the four winds is blowing right now. This is that fourth wind came and pulled, or that fourth angel came and pulled his bow. Are the plagues are at full force. All four winds are blowing. And the plagues are each plague has been poured out their bows, and it's taking effect. So one, false Israel has been destroyed. They're gone. Now, that war, that war of abomination, that's the war that started the apocalypse. Now, you going from that, you have the it said that now let us read. Now, that war is already false Israel is already destroyed. Now, blacks are fleeing for their lives because they're being attacked. War is taking place. You see, right? You got war in the EU is warring right now with British. You got war going on. Well, you got war in the Middle East going on right now. Right at right as this is going on. Now, let me show. It's other wars that this is what's taking place. It looks like it's a time period. No, this is what's happening. So while they're fighting, the African nations, the 2 million African that are in America, they already have they have unity, more unity. They hadn't lost their unity or they haven't been put in the conditions that um the original, though the blacks of America are going on it. So it's another reason of this same disunity too, of the demons. However, the African nations is fighting because they're attacking all blacks. They don't care who's who. So they're fighting, and I saw out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the wild beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. See, you thinking, what are they telling you in church? It's this wild beast and the dragon, and how do you make sense of these things? The dragon and the wild beast, and you know they can't show you no absolute. They don't know because the scripture said that one will come and break these seals and give you the understanding of the scriptures. Now, so the false prophet, the one it's on the key. Now, out the mouth of the dragon. This is the dragon I shared you that with before we even got started. That right here. This is the dragon. This is the Asian name out of the mouth. This is the mouth of the dragon. Out of the mouth of the dragon. See the dragon? This is mouth. This is the mouth. This is the mouth. This is a mouth. So check it out. Out of the mouth of the wild beast, got him. This demon right here. This is the demons. The corrupted. This is the master's children. The corrupted. They're corrupted. These is the slave master's children. So the demons out of the mouth of the wild beast. So that's the one out the mouth of the wild beast. Oh, excuse me. First, let's say, and I saw out of the mouth of the dragon. So this one, this was up under there. This so it's go. I'll put it moved to the side. Out of the mouth of the dragon. Out of the mouth of the wild beast. And see, we're gonna say, and let me show you this. Let me show you. Ooh, let me show you how good this is. And out of the mouth of the false prophet. Now, you look up here, you know, Master, this Master Fard Muhammad, so you know he ain't no false prophet. But the false prophet is false Israel, right? False Israel was a false prophet, but our false Israel's gone, right? They really burnt up. They really deceased right now. But you got the false Louis Eugene Grounds. He is a direct seed out of the false prophet. He is the seed of the false prophet. He's out of the mouth. He's also out the mouth of the false prophet because he's a direct seed of a Portuguese, white Portuguese devil Jew, Satan. So he's a false prophet. He is a false prophet. He's out the false prophet. He's a direct descendant of the false prophet. So bam. And it says, spirits three unclean as frogs. They are for spirits of demons doing signs which is going out upon the kings of the being inhabited, which to lead together them into the war of the day, the great of the God, the Almighty. Ooh. Now let me show you. Now look at there. These demons. So right now, false Israel will destroy these demons is here. All the blacks are fleeing. So you got the NOI, you got the originals, then you got the demons. So they all gotta go because they're being attacked. But all these things is happening. You got war in the EU or Britain and um, Russia. You got war all through there over in Europe. Now, let me that's what it's showing you. Now, hold up. So we go, bam. Let's go again. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay, wait. Let's rewind it. So, man. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, I'll go on and do this. I wanted to show you something. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to the. Just bear with me. We're gonna go past that. Then we're gonna come back to that, cause that's one point. But let us go to this. Oh, wait. Okay, there we go. That's it. We're gonna go back into that other one. But I want to show you something. Now, all blacks fled. False Israel's gone. All the blacks fled because they were being attacked. Wars broke out all through Europe. War is uh it's it, war is literally in America right now because they're attacking us. So these things is all happening. This is what's happening, Nacho. So all the blacks flee. They come up and they've been protected. They come up through there. Remember that one part that was dry on dry land? They came up through the Red Sea and they went through dry land. They came up all the blacks, all of them, the demons and the righteous. They came up through dry land, up on dry land, came up through the Red Sea and all that. Well, this ain't the part. This is well, it's. I'm not gonna. Well, they came up and the they fled. The African nations protected them. Were fighting because they fight for their lives too. As the American blacks got to the top. Um, so this is where all blacks flee and they all come together. And see, they left, remember, with they rose to the top with the rising at the rising of the sun. So all that happened simultaneously or right back to right. It's like so um now you got the demons up here and you got the original nation, the originals up here. Now, remember it said, I'm gonna go back, that they were that this white that the this demon, this the the uh this one out of the the dragon and the one out of the wild beast and the false prophet, that they were going to lead this war into the day of the great of the Almighty. So you come up here and we this the demons, the master's children, the chaff that's been sold in with the rhythm, sold in with the wheat. Now, Master Suleiman separates the wheat from the chaff. Bam. Look at there. Look at there. And there you have ooh, palms in the hands in. You got a lot of things that's going on. Now, this is Armageddon. This is the demon war. This is demon war. This demon war happens and starts into that Armageddon, that war. So, but this is the war that's said. This is before Armageddon, but this is the demon war. Now, I'm gonna go back and do. I just had to show you that. And oh wait a minute, wait a minute. So those three demons been kicked, separated. Bam, they separated. Those that's now that's the they look like us, walk like us, and talk like us. That's the blacks that's gonna stay. They want to stay. They want to build in America. This because they love they love their fathers. They love their white fathers. So they think like they love America because they love their fathers. So these are the ones these are demons They not us. They are not original. They have white fathers, and the seed starts with the father. They are devils in black skin. So they're going to stay and fight for America. So let us rewind and get to this other thing before we go. Bam. See that? So we go back to here. Wait. Okay. So this one. Look. I don't know why this is really okay. This is showing you those demon eyes as well. Mm, mm, mm. I didn't even. I could have went here. Shit, I am. Look, I'm coming as thief. It don't have and a thief. I'm coming as a thief. It's the son. I'm coming as a thief. Master Suleiman or the Son of Man. Happy the staying awake and keeping the outer garments of him. And that outer garment, see, it's there inside. This outer garment mean they're in, they're inside of it. The original nation is this the original nation. This the black man and woman inside of America. So they're inside of a nation that they what they're doing. They got to their the original nation has been in a condition that they're doing what they're made to be doing. This is how they made to do what they're doing because they're in another nation. They're getting directed of how they gotta be in this nation, and if they don't, then they're gonna have to suffer consequences. So they been made. They in a nation that's ornery, filthy, homosexuals and killers and murderers and dukes and just so that's what they. You can't be. That's what this nation so is made of. So they inside of this nation. So it keep your eyes. But we're gonna go on in here. Happy staying awake and keeping the outer garments of him, in order that not naked may be walking about, and they may be looking at the shamefulness of him. Now, staying awoke. So you know when that staying awoke, stay awoke. You gotta keep your eyes woke. Keep your eyes open. This is what it's saying. Staying awoke. The one staying awoke. The ones with eyes. So everyone else here as well, they have to keep they self, they going through tribulation. The ones out, not saying that but this ones that is in the garments, the eyes, well, let me say it like this. Like I was saying, they're in a condition, they're in a nation. See, everybody else, they in their own areas. They might be influenced by it, but they got their own, they doing whatever they want. So this, the ones in the eyes, they are inside of a nation, being made. So they have to do what that nation do. But happy to stand awoke, the ones at the eyes that are in these garments. That's what it's saying. That are in the garments. Look, I'm coming as a thief. So these eyes, and as you, what was we at? Where we at? Black's Flea. All right. Uh-oh. Okay, okay, okay. So it was just showing you those um, happy, those eyes. See, they all up here, but you got one, strike. It's so many things I can go in here and I gotta get. We got to go. Um, um. So, um, let us go. Those eyes, those three that they spoke about. You want to say that again? Let's say that again. Uh-oh. They'll go to eye, but there. See, three spirits, them three unclean as frogs. The demon out the mouth of the dragon, out the mouth of the wild beast, and out the mouth of the false prophet. Them three. Them three. And them three, while all this is going on, bam, they all kicked out. They separated. Master Suleiman separated them, kicked them out, and then the demons was casted out and sent back into America. That's what's been. They sent back to America with they swine fathers. With Farrakhan, we ain't going nowhere. The chief demon, the chief demon said, "Uh, can you? We ain't we. I don't want to leave the country. Can you send us to our swine fathers? Can we go into the swine?" And they ran and jumped off the cliff. That's what this is. And all the demons, master seed, it's 17 million of them. They gonna go, and that's what they tell. It's 17 million of them. It's Christians, and they think they gonna go fight. They gonna think they gonna go fight and try to take the country. It's our country. We deserve it. Oh, you gonna get your chance, cause you got to get away from us. We gonna separate. Master Suleiman separates you out, gets rid of you, throw you back into America, and the rest of the original nation are right. All those gold, they come back, they rise up into the ark. Now you see, this is um man, which okay, and it led together them into the place, the being called in Hebrew Harmageddon. It's Harmageddon. It led them into Harmageddon because after the demon war, this is really this is Harmageddon West. This is Harmageddon West right here. Because it's already going down in East in Europe. Because by this time, um, whew, by the world second, by this time, really, brothers and sisters and brothers, Britain is probably already gone. Because when they say in this, ah man, I'm gonna keep it here because uh, um God, man, because they gone so quick. I mean, now the demons is fighting here. This is Armageddon West. They're fighting in Europe. They in it with all sides. They got and now this is they even fighting. They EU they turned on them because they don't have no um the EU turned on them, got them because they fighting. They don't got no oil, no gas. They how you gonna go to war when you got to take and you need something to uh, your war machine has to be operated with oil. And Russia got the oil pipeline. They got plenty of oil. So they're going to off you got to go to war with us against America. They already at war. That's already agreed. They already doing this. So America's at war on the outside and on the inside. The demons, they didn't attack them. The demons is going ape. The black demons. That's the story of Sam. They are fighting to the death. Then you got you still got some Africans. You still got the Africans. They still fighting. It's 2 million Africans. I know some of them might raise up out of here. All blacks went to the top. So, you know, all these things is taking place. This Armageddon West is the demon war. Is the demons. So this is just showing you, brothers and sisters, that each war, I ain't even look. Oh boy. We ain't even, it get descriptive. Like I went into the descriptive part was showing you how it gets descriptive when I showed you standing on at the gate when it gets descriptive because I can go into scripture and put it right now right where it is. It will fit identical right now. This is boy, whoo, right here. Uh the key and death of Hades. Um this is brothers, sisters and brothers, it's just this angel key, this unsealed scriptures, and how you get what is being shared, how it's going to play out. It gets very descriptive in there. Every time it gets descriptive. And here, it tell you, this is Armageddon, let you know what's. So when the demons is kicked out, what's up here? This is New Jerusalem. This is the new ark. This this is again. This is giving you the mystery of the God. Because by the time it the pictures change. The pictures change, but the information you can put it right on on, and you're gonna come out with the absolute what's taking place. You can't make that up. You can't just take scriptures and make it up and it fits because it's a key. It's sharing with you what's so the key that unlocks. You put the picture on there and it unlocks the key. You got to get it on there right. It's got the timeline. It got motions, way it moves, and you got to get it on there for it to unlock where it connect. And You see the connection? Bam. Then you know you got it right. Sisters and brothers, they're blocking you from the truth of who you are. They're blocking you from knowing what's taking place, what to look for. They're not telling you about this war. They got you thinking that false Israel is nothing about false Israel. You can't prove a damn thing about it. 400 years, nothing. It's satanic. Look, everything about it. America, satanic. Gog, Magog is two world powers since the Europeans that came out of the abyss. 400 years of torment, suffering, torture, slavery, affliction. Had you don't take a rocket down to know the black man and woman was kidnapped and brought over here. And brothers and sisters, each nation, every nation, every nation on the planet got has a problem with the original man and woman over here in America. The Africans, they don't they don't you know, black people know how Africans act towards them. They think they better. Oh, you know, we know, they're mad. They think, these because they don't know us. They see the demons and everywhere we see they highlight demons because the demons are clowns, master's children, or say anything because they love master. That's the same thing. The buffer in between the slaves, the field Negro, the field slave, the original man is the buffer was the demons. So that's how he kept the us in slavery. He used the demons. He mesmerized us with his children and kept this buffer of keeping us in control. Manipulation through his black faced children. And Essential Key, but sisters and brothers, let you know this is tribulations. This is what's going to happen. Everything that's been shared from 400 years, 1619 to 2019, to the plague being started that it killed the firstborn. All these things is in the scriptures. But you people say that you follow scriptures, that you're believers, but you don't believe nothing in the scriptures. When the interpretation of the scriptures been given to you by the devil, that's proven your whole interpretation of the scriptures was given to you by your enemies, by those that use the scriptures to enslave you, to beat you, to burn you, to torture you, to get rid of you. And in the scriptures, they said, let's deal with them shrewdly. This ain't nothing. This ain't made up. Everything that now the God will come and raise when Master Fard Muhammad came to America and raised up Elijah, Christianity hadn't done nothing for you. Nothing. You were still being hung, still a slave in the 30s. Literally. Jim Crow was on. That was brothers was being killed, hung every day. The messenger, Elijah Muhammad, told you that this white man is the devil and call them that to their faces in the 30s. Raise a nation up. Taught you who you are, taught you who God is, taught you who the devil is, gave you the understanding that we're not, these scriptures ain't been lived. This you can't find no archaeological uh, archaeolog I can't even get it out. They can't find none of those things happen. They can't prove none of it. They can't prove that. But we sitting up here in a strange land, kidnapped, kept here, and everything took from us. Everything. Still to this day, these laws, you still kept in with the laws of this land. While they live and they make their heaven on the backs of the black man and woman. They importing people now to make you lower. We gonna get. They ship your jobs out. They put you in penitentiaries. Give you max time. Give everything. You're an animal written into this Constitution. And the God that shared with you, he made a covenant with you in the seed, the Abraham. Abraham, I have made a covenant with you. Your seed will be in this strange land for 400 years. And they will be afflicted, enslaved and afflicted. And I will, it said, I seen the horrors, the torment that the taskmaster put on them. Consequence, America is not getting away with what it done. God, may God, false, you're not getting away. Your judgment is up on you. And brothers and sisters, this is for you. The God has come for his. He's coming. It's already any day now, as you can look at around the world. Everything's lining up, just like the scriptures. And you've been told these things ahead and being showed. Hey, the key, it's showing you on the key. I mean, let me see what we had on time. Oh my God. I didn't know I was going that long. Brothers and sisters, I'm gonna bring this to a close. Cause man, there's so much in I done got really carried off. But take it as you take your time. Because you got a lot of meat here. And I'm gonna end it and I didn't mean to go this long. That's why I did it in two parts. Came on and lost it again. I'll probably see if um I see about a redux to shorten this up for you, but thank you for watching, and I'm gonna greet you as I came, sisters and brothers. This is for you. Just get to under this. They're blocking you from the truth. Nobody else is giving you the truth. They don't know the truth. They're liars. So with that, I greet you as I came in the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.